joined here by Coach Meg Barber and players Belle Palekia and Natalie Burns. Bruns. We just went over that. Congrats to you all on the semifinal win. First, we'll start with you, Coach. Just some thoughts about the game.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought game. I want to start just by giving an immense amount of credit to Stout. I thought they were a really tough team heading in. Our staff has spent a lot of time on film. They're very dynamic on both sides of the ball, incredibly well coached, and have a lot of phenomenal talent. And we knew that we needed our defense to show up in a really big way today, and we needed to bring our toughness. And I'm really, really proud of the way that these two led our group in terms of bringing our toughness to the court for 40 minutes and really not having any let-ups to be able to sustain our lead and end with a win.
Coach, you mentioned your defense. You generated 24 points off of turnovers. Just talk a little bit about that game plan for you all.
Well, it's not so much a game plan as it was recruiting. You know, I mean, Belle Palekia picking up the ball full court is just, her nickname is the Nightmare. And, you know, in Brooke Batchelor tonight with 12 rebounds, obviously Natalie in terms of rim protection. So I just think we have a lot of players that are willing defenders and really want to get it done for each other. They see the effort that's being put forth in our press and in the half court, and they just really bought into giving intense pressure for 40 minutes. Our game plan tonight was all about ball pressure and toughness because we knew that they had really great guards that could post up, and we couldn't just let them see the post all game, and I thought we did an incredible job with that.
Belle, kind of stemming off of that, obviously your full court pressure does kind of change the dynamic of your team. You know, what's your mindset when you kind of get into a game to get you guys going?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Coach Barber just said it, but she preaches all the time that defense wins championships. So I just think our, you know, senior heavy, upperclassmen heavy group has definitely showed that to the younger girls. And obviously I also love playing defense. So, you know, I love that this team also has bought into the full court pressure. And I think, especially in the first half tonight, we did a really great job of that.
Now, Natalie, for you, obviously you're a threat to score inside and out, but you did a really good job of getting to the free throw line tonight. Again, talk a little bit about maybe what your mindset was coming in. Was that something that you were focused on?
Yeah, for sure. I know just having a little bit of size advantage, we wanted to take advantage of that, and I think we did a really good job of that in the first half. And that's all credit to, you know, my teammates finding me and our coaches putting together a great game plan. But I think for us as a group, it's same mindset every game. Take advantage of who on the floor has the advantage, and we have 5 players that can really score the ball, and it happened to be with my height today. That was the game plan.
Belle, you got a chance to play all 40 minutes tonight. You tired at all?
Wow.
Just a little.
No, she came out at the last 18 seconds.
Oh, I forgot about that. Talk about just your constant energy out there.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about a little bit on defense. I think our team does a good job of playing defense and leading that into our offense, and that's just what I tried to do tonight, and I think we did a good job of that. And
Natalie, just talk about, you mentioned the senior leadership and things. Just talk about what you guys have provided up until this point, and now as you see some others stepping up and contributing, how that makes you feel.
Yeah, I think we talk about all the time the amount that this program has changed over the past 4 years with coming in here, not having a facility and believing in this program and what we call the sisterhood. And these seniors are my ride or dies. They're my roommates. They're my best friends. It's the absolute pleasure just to get to play with them, and I'm excited to do it for one more game. And then looking at our underclassmen, seeing how they've just bought into that culture is something really special because we have put a lot of work into it, and seeing, you know, younger kids come in and respect that and get to carry that on not only this year but into next year is huge.
Belle, just talk about Natalie and being able to do this for 4 years with her and who she is as a person.
Sorry, that just a question really got me. Like she said,
Natalie, you're next. So
no, she's been my roommate the past 2 years and my best friend pretty much since I stepped on campus. So I think we really, really work well together, and we've really, really done a good job of building chemistries together and pretty much building this program. So I'm really, really proud to call her my best friend and to play one more game with her.
Natalie, to do this the last 4 years with Belle?
I can't even put into words what the last 4 years with Belle has meant to me. She is just an absolute grinder, and I have never seen someone with the mentality that she does. You see her picking up full court for 40 minutes. You talk about who is the heart and soul of this program, it's Belle Plecchia. And I think there's a lot of accolades that go every which way, but I can tell you right now, I am not who I am without her.
Yeah, and Coach, if you could kind of talk a little bit about, you talked about the defense, the denial that y'all had, because Lexi Wagner obviously comes to this game as a very big three-point shooting threat for Stout. She didn't even get an opportunity. She got 2 touches for 3 at point opportunities. Just the ability to deny the perimeter, how important was that for y'all, and what were the keys? Because it seemed like all 5 on the floor at a time were in constant communication, which goes a long way, right?
Well, the team will love to hear you say that. And, I really thought Annie Barrett had the scout on this, and she put together a phenomenal game plan. And the team, we started a little earlier than we normally do, just knowing with, the flight and getting here and having early practice. And this team was locked in from the second the page turned from last weekend to who our next opponent was. And obviously, like you said, Sorensen had an incredible game, but Lexi Wagner was one of our big 3 that we highlighted as a player we must shut down because they shoot the 3 too well to start opening up the inside. So they were 0 for 10 tonight from 3. That was a huge part of our game plan to, if they're going to score on us, make it be 2s. And I thought these guys just bought in an incredible way. They also had 4 assists, and I think that speaks volumes to team defense. So I'm just really proud. I think it's hard, too, the way we pick up full court. Some of these players might not have their legs quite as much when you get into the 3rd and 4th quarters, and that's a point of pride for us.
For sure, and Natalie and Belle both maybe speak to this. Y'all closed that first quarter on a 9-1 run, and the 2 of y'all combined for all 9 of those points. How key was that? And also, as it carried into the second quarter where y'all went on a 19-7 run and took a pretty significant lead.
Yeah, we definitely, when we talk about momentum plays, and I think the first quarter was a good example of that. And I already said it before, just leading with our defense to try to turn that into offense. But like I also said, we're just a dynamic duo, and we've been doing this for a little bit. So I'm really proud of the way Nat came out in the first quarter and how our team came out in the first quarter.
I think, too, our whole entire team is just relentless for 40 minutes. I think, a lot of teams can come out and give a punch, but with the way that we've trained and the amount of time that we've given to get this program to where it is, it's really, really hard to keep up with us for 40 minutes.
And for all 3 of you, in this game on this level, we've been doing it since '82. Saturday, with 1 more, you have the chance to become only the 4th to go back-to-back. For all 3 of you, just reflect on, last year, this year, just reflect on both of the journey that has been the last 2 years.
Well, I was getting ready today, and I just, same routine I have every single day, and I was just thinking, man, I hope I get 1 more game with the senior group, and it includes Mary-Kate Fahey, Chloe Teeter, Jamie Behar for choosing to join us for her last go-around. There is these moments are stressful coaching-wise. You want to see your team perform at its best, and we tell them, we're on the sidelines to be your cheerleaders once the ball goes up. You are playing this game. You get to defend. You get to make those shots. But there's a calmness in a sense that I'm in the locker room that I'm in, and we call ourselves a sisterhood. I know Bruns alluded to it, but before the game today, we compiled messages and video messages from all our alums who sent in messages of encouragement dating back to when I played, dating back to before I played, and just as recent as Morgan Morrison and Erica Miller, who were on last year's team. And I think the strength, we talked about that, the strength of the sisterhood and knowing that this program is bigger than any one person has been the thing that ultimately has led us to be back in this position, because very easily last year we could have made it when Bruns returned about Bruns, or when Belle is doing her thing about Belle, and they are as humble as they come, and because of their leadership, we're back in this game.
Yeah, we've been reflecting, Nat and I and MK and Teeter on just the last 4 years.
Shout
And
out
what an incredible experience it's been. And when you're picking a school for college when you're junior, senior in high school, it's you never could imagine what we've done here. and the program we've built. So I'm very, very proud of that.
I think too, looking at trying to go back to back, looking at the past 4 years of work, I think a lot of people don't want to say it, but everyone's here is working for greatness, and I think we're one game away from achieving like something that is truly remarkable and not normal. And I can't be more proud of that, and I think we're humble a lot of the time. I think Belle's humble a lot of the time. I think the rest of our team is humble a lot of the time, but I could never have even imagined where we would be 4 years ago today. So I am just like super proud of this group. I am not who I am without this people, this place, and I'm excited to play for one last game on Saturday.
Which will, for the record, be their 20th NCAA tournament game on Saturday, which is just unbelievable.
Coach, and question for all three of y'all. Just outside of basketball, beyond basketball, I'll start with you, Coach. What does it mean to have these two seniors and athletes next to you? What are your emotions knowing that this is going to be your last time coaching them? And then Belle and Natalie, not to make you cry, but what are your emotions beyond basketball? Again, going into this with your best friends and going out on top in the last game you're ever going to play as basketball players.
It started to dawn on me after we got through the Elite Eight, just that this in general would be our last trip. And so, but at the same time, as a coach, you're just constantly working to get one more game with your players because it is so special what we have. But honestly, you think about it, the thing I'll miss the most is like we were just hanging out in the suite after film, just talking and hanging out. And I have a stepson, Harvey, who he just comes in and sits on their lap, and that part of it is way bigger than basketball. And we recruit a certain way. We recruit people first, and we want you to be a good player, but you better be a good person. And our senior group, the whole collective of them, like I keep alluding to it because Chloe Teeter is our hype guy, and Mary Kate Fahey has taken any role she's been given and owned it, and they are one of the most special senior classes I think any program could ask for. So I'm thrilled just as a coach to just get them back where they belong, and I hope we leave a legacy on the basketball court, but to me, way bigger than the basketball court is the legacy that they leave for the program as people.
I know Coach alluded to it, but like the people first recruiting is so massive, and I may not be crying right now, but trust me, I've cried today. I've cried many days thinking about, not only this being, our last time playing basketball, but just the amount of time that we spend together and the bond that we've created through the hardships that come with being a student athlete here is incredible. And I am 100% the person I am today because of my seniors, and I would, put them before anything else just to win this game on Saturday. And it's so much bigger than basketball. It's the people that they are. So I can't even explain how much I love them.
Yeah, that's hard to follow, but I feel like we've tried to reflect a little bit, but I don't think we'll realize how special and what we've done until like it's all said and done and we're able to like step away a little bit. But I think a lot of times when you talk about teams and teammates, it's not about like the wins and losses, it's the memories that you make with those teammates, and that's what's really, really special, and those will continue making forever. So that's the best part.
Well, Coach, in closing, I know you're anxious to get out and watch the next game. Just some quick thoughts on Smith and Wisconsin Oshkosh and what you may see in that game.
You're not here if you're not a phenomenal team, if you're not a tough team, if you don't have great coaching, and I have viewed more of the Wisconsin League in women's basketball than I ever anticipated heading into the Stout game, and that's been my sole focus. So Nettie Respondic has the next scout, and she will fill me in when I get downstairs. I don't want to make that sound like we're overlooking those teams, but that's how much respect we had for Stout, and knowing that if we didn't have our full focus on them, we weren't going to move on to Saturday. So whoever comes out of this will get our full effort, and we're looking forward to getting one more time to play together.
Thank you all, and
Thank you.
congrats.
Thank you.